Welcome everyone to session 77 of the Space Between. First, we have a recap of taken from Bo's uh, hasty notes, and he had scratched down about the day's events, about arriving uh, at the port of in Kefar, the capital city of Tabuk, and splitting up party a bit to go looking for more jobs or information about the leads you'd gotten. That he and Cherry, he's got some notes about bouncing around various establishments and ending up in a bit of a seedier spot below ground, and asking around at the bar when Zeke popped in from supposedly being with Pete elsewhere and stopped Cherry from talking to whoever she was about to talk to and nudged them towards another fellow who gave them a contact card and a short spiel about looking for capable mercenaries willing to fight for Tabuk. And without giving any numbers, mentioned the prospect of some serious bonuses and extra kind of securities or protections for people who supply their own ships and can crew them. And then between their poking around and Eva's research, and also Zeke and Pete's efforts to put their ears to the ground, got a got a couple of other potential jobs, including some passenger opportunities for people looking for a ride to Anagris, and a plea for help with a malfunctioning shrine door in a smaller, somewhat rural community here on Tabuk.
The one we didn't tell Eva about.
Yeah, both still
I think
thought it
that was the
was.
one that Bo and I both immediately were like, not telling Eva about that. Uh,
But yeah, he was like, it's just too interesting not to write down.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, we still have to keep record of it, but Eva doesn't have to know about it.
I thought we actually ended the session going out in that direction.
I think we did. I can't remember though if we told Eva about it or not. Did we? Did we end up deciding to tell Eva?
That I don't know.
Man, where's Ethan when I need him spending quality time with his long lost sibling? How dare he?
I know. It's awful.
I'll tell you what, these people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember specifically, but I do seem to recall that there was. I think well, you guys put it out of character planning, or Dex did, um, talking about going to fix the shrine door in the evening, um, since
Okay.
nighttime is when it's been going awry anyway.
Okay. Well, then I guess we must have decided to tell Dex. At least. Don't know if Eva knows, but Dex knows. No, it sounds like we did tell Eva, if that's the case.
I think
Yeah, and
I think we did.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you guys wanted to discuss anything else or bandy about other ideas before heading out towards doing that. Um,
Um, Not really. I think we kind of had um some momentum with a couple of passenger options. The sketchy one and a fairly normal one. Cargo options, if I
mhm,
remember right. And
Sketchy options, whatever could you mean?
mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Um, oh, I'm experiencing some mild technical difficulties here. Hopefully, this is not
Oh
going to
no.
not going to persist. Uh,
We can just role play while we're waiting for you.
yeah. Let's see. So you um, guys are needing to travel out into the away into the boonies for this little shrine in a fairly small community. Do you think you'd be flying your ship out there, or would you be renting local transportation to get out there?
Hmm. If Cherry could have an opportunity to fly something local out into the boonies, she'd definitely want to take that opportunity.
Cool.
so I do think we need to
So
approach a important point on this. Are we flying out there without even knowing why?
that does need to be established.
Yes,
I
definitely
think
should
the
be.
reason I think the reason they had not wanted to tell her was like, oh, if we tell her that this is an option, she'll just choose it automatically because it's fixing something. But if we've already chosen it, then I'm assuming like we told her.
I think there's some hilarity in deciding, yeah, we know she's gonna want to do this, so let's just fly out there. We don't need to tell her why.
Yeah. Where you're like hyping it up like it's a big surprise for her. Like you're gonna be so excited. Can't wait for you to see the surprise.
Oh no. Sorry, I interrupted as you were answering, Ben.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, it's okay.
Let's see. Yeah, so you guys were you guys were trying to decide about the ship. I guess you said something about flying the ship out there, but then I was going to let you guys role play a little bit of your conversation or prep about the the job you're off to do. If you had any thoughts or
About the job we're about to do.
yeah, if you'd rather just get to it, we can cut to the arrival.
Oh, I thought you were having technical difficulties. So I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, mild technical difficulty. I could deal.
You're like, that's never stopped me before.
So
Off the dome, baby.
what kind of
Alright.
little shuttle or whatever is either shuttle or hover vehicle or grab flyer is Cherry wanting to fly us out on?
Oh, and Ben,
Hmm.
what's its name?
What's name?
The ship.
Your ship?
The one we're taking out there, the little grab car guy.
Oh, little grab
If
car
it's
guy. I don't.
if it's if it's more than a grab car, it's gotta have a name, right?
what is
I'm really
happening
just giving you a hard time because you're always saying like,
right
"Ugh, why do you need a name for every NPC?"
Mhm.
So I was
Yeah,
just trying to give you a hard time.
I was about to say, I you guys decided on some kind of grab flyer thing. You can call it whatever you want. Um,
Well, grab car,
I
grab
think
flyer, maybe a little shuttle.
okay.
Um, if any of those are options, what would Cherry prefer? What's Cherry flying us
Mm,
out on? Because uh, if you distract Aoibhe, then she's leaving the details to somebody else.
mm. Anything that she wouldn't normally have been able to drive back on like Lohe which is basically anything. Um, if there's any kind of like all terrain grav car sort of situation, like something that was made to go off road kind of thing, she'd be like, "Ooh, I want to drive that."
A hover jeep.
A hover jeep. Yep, hover quad. She's like, "That's it, right there." Atlas. They're like at the dealership, the rental dealership, and she's like, "The biggest, bulkiest, tankiest one, that one." And they're like, is anyone gonna tell the pixie with the pink hair that that's not I don't think she's capable of driving this.
Little do they know, we've already been through uh, jungle and unroaded regions in a vehicle that wasn't meant to do that, and we came out fine. And they shouldn't know
And
that.
it was
They shouldn't know.
fine. Actually, you know what? You're right. This is my first time ever driving something like this. Wow. I don't know. I'll do my best.
We'll pay the extra for a booster seat.
Flip him some credits in the handshake to turn his eye the other way. Man, this requires a Theta class license. I can't rent this to you. I'm sure you can find a way. Oh, would you look at that? This one was actually cleared for civilian usage today, effective immediately.
So it's sounding like we've got a grav car that is closer to an ATV than a grav car.
Sounds about right.
But what's its name?
The hover
Scary.
tunk.
We could call it Benjamin.
It's not a hover tank, it's the hover tunk.
Hover tongue.
Hover tongue.
More like hover clunk.
The hover clunker.
If anybody called it that out loud, Cherry would say, "Don't listen to them." She'd pat the dashboard. "You're beautiful."
This thing is definitely it was designed testing the limits of grav technology and the balance of practicality for how much weight the repulsors can handle.
My
Nice.
question is, does it have any kind of ability for us to slap a weapon on this bad boy? She'd be leaning over to Bo, like, I bet you have something you could rig up on the side there since the top comes down.
His eyes had lit up as soon as that was mentioned, but he seems like he's trying to keep a lid on it. grumbles something about getting in trouble with Eva and something uh, rental fines.
Jerry looks disappointed.
She might call to mind some modifications that were made to a rented vehicle back on Urala.
Nope. Can't say that I do.
Actually, wait a second. Was that on?
Hmm, I
No, I think that.
think that
No,
was a
yeah, that was on. Hold on a second. Oh, it was definitely you guys. I think it
It's
was
always you
on
three.
Urala.
oh.
Oh,
Or wait, let me think. It was Sarah Lloyd. Um, let's see. You guys met Sarah Lloyd. It was what city? Yeah, it was Urala because it was the city that was had a bunch of refugees. Um,
Hmm.
you had you had parked the ship out in kind of the sprawling makeshift airfields, and you had to get out of Dodge while you'd gotten ambushed on your way back to the city from your little your trip out to build a Faraday cage in which to interrogate TC3 or Orion, as
question,
you later named him.
question. Just ask questions.
What?
I was just joking about you using the word interrogate.
Oh, oh,
It's like we just wanted to ask questions. It wasn't like, hardcore or anything.
yeah, yeah. You didn't torture
Definitely not torture by putting him in a Faraday cage.
him. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so you guys can rent this vehicle and get started on the drive, the flight, whichever you would call it, um, out into the boonies.
Okay.
All right, off we go.
Let's see. No,
Do you need to fill more time, Ben?
we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so um, this is late night. Um, got a lot of open, rolling, hilly terrain between the capital and this little place. You're not bound to the roads, so you're free to take the both the scenic and shorter route. And you arrive, um, the wee hours of the night, and there's a modest little town of maybe a few thousand. That's primarily a agricultural community. It's in the middle of broad swaths of fields and uh, cattle plains, cattle. No, what's the term for those?
Pastures?
Pastures. Thank you.
It's
Uh,
been a long day.
yeah, the the cattle fields. Yes.
Yes, yes, where they grow the cattle.
Hmm. Yes, the cows sprout and
Mhm. Yep.
are harvested.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but cattle
No,
fields sounds way too close to killing fields.
oh no,
Oh, no.
yeah, we're not quite that sci-fi and dystopian. Um,
Okay.
growing cows like wheat. Um, yeah, so as you approach this little community, there are a few lights, but it seems like mostly not a lot of nightlife. And you can see on the top of a small hill in the center of this town what looks like a modest-sized, uh, old-looking shrine that is lit up, and you can see even at a distance the large stone doors wide open and light pouring out across the town.
Hmm.
Have you sent word ahead that you'd be arriving, or are you just showing up unannounced?
Um, Cherry probably would have sent word ahead of time.
I'm still
Probably, I
assuming
say.
Eva still doesn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially. Yeesh.
So this is
So
gonna
what
be
does
fun.
Eva ask then? Like, what is does she at any point say, where are we going?
um, I'm also assuming that she's been given distractions. I think one possible distraction is, hey, we found a new Jennifer Moons novel. So she's
Yes.
been reading that.
Nope, that immediately. Yes.
Yeah. And the times when she gets a little ADHD and is looking for something to do other than reading the book or while reading the book, um, she can certainly tinker around with the ideas for her flavor tech.
Mhm. As one does.
Of course, yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
And educate everyone on the groundbreaking research that has gone into flavons.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Carrie immediately ignores her. But is every now like she tunes out. Like every now and then she's saying like, uh-huh, yeah. And
Hmm.
like, oh my goodness, what? Mm,
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's not hard to keep Eva distracted, especially on a road trip, and she doesn't know what's coming up. She just thinks that.
this, yeah.
Hmm.
This is the most attention that Cherry has paid to what Eva is saying, though, as she's driving and can't check her devices. So
Oh, okay.
so as checked out as she is held hostage to the conversation.
So then I'm going to turn that around and ask, what does Cherry do during the moments when Eva is actually engrossed in the Jennifer Moons novel and is silent?
Ooh. Um, hmm. Cherry would be content to be quiet, but then the question begs, what would Pete and Bo and Zeke be
Hmm.
doing?
I was wondering the same.
I don't know. I was trying to decide, does Pete know this book already?
Oh, the Jennifer Moons novel?
Yeah, do I spoil it or
What's the name of it?
Hmm, that's a good question. You got any suggestions there, Robert?
Mm,
This is important lore. We can't just rush this.
Bolts of Love.
Two Moons at Perigee?
There you go.
Hmm.
Oh, garbage! This is not a twist off. This is
You
a
want
Did
to
you
tiny,
just
fight?
try to open an IBC
important
and it wasn't
side note. No, it's actually
just shred your hands?
a moon day at the an apple soda. It's a Hispanic thing, but yeah, not a twist off. As you
Okay.
were.
Uh-huh.
I was
I don't know.
Ben's
I was
just
trying to decide
Robert.
if
bleeding.
Pete knows it, so maybe I'll just like flip a coin.
Yeah, I was stalling for Robert's sake.
Yeah, that's
Of
it.
course, yeah. Uh-huh.
Fortunately, I
Oh
have a
Do you
no,
want to
wonderful.
my
call it
soda's
Dex?
not a twist
One he
off.
knows, two he doesn't, or vice versa?
Yeah, sure. I'm good with rolling it. Go for it.
All right, one he knows. I was gonna say, did you want to call which one it is?
Oh, I see what you're asking. I'm good with one he knows, two it's new.
All right. Okay, two is new,
Ooh.
so no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Wait, so is he like reading over her shoulder?
Yeah, he's probably leaning over her shoulder.
He's
Okay.
trying to read at the same time that she's reading.
So
Yeah,
I'm
probably just reading over her shoulder.
I'm picturing this with Aoibhe shotgun, um,
Hmm.
and kind of slouch into the seat, um, with her feet up on the dash. Not bare feet, of course. That's dangerous. So work boots with whatever grunges on them now on the dash, um, and angled away from Cherry so that if the window were open, her feet would be you could possibly go outside the car, but so that the tablet or the data slab that she's reading it from is more accessible to Pete in the center, looking over.
Yeah, I feel like this is sort of an older thing they've done and not something nearly as recent.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's probably something that they've done in the past, on work trips, taking Ava somewhere or something. And they haven't done it in a while, but they fell into like an old routine.
Yeah, it's like it's a long car ride. Let's just read about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He probably looks
Motion to
over.
make it canon that Pete is the only person who can keep up with her speed of reading, and that both annoys her but also makes her happy because she doesn't have to slow down for him.
I mean, probably true. He is a robot after all at this
Yeah,
point.
she would accuse him of cheating because he's a robot.
Yeah, he probably dressed her over that, but he probably glances at her every now and then because she's not believing what the heroine is doing. Like, what? Why would she do that? Like, that kind of stuff.
Well, remember, Eva gets into these books as real. She cites them as sometimes her knowledge of things, and I think she lets a lot of things in these books slide.
Yeah, I don't know that Pete lets them slide.
Oh, okay. So maybe instead of the flavor tech discussions, maybe Pete and Eva get into discussions of uh book logic.
What's happening in the book?
Yeah, probably.
And
If that happens, I would say that Cherry would telepathically reach out to Zeke and be like, keep me from listening to this.
Well, but
Why
Pete,
did
as
you not
second in
know?
command, has to stay abreast of what the captain is going to see as real. So,
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's
That's
for
fair.
work. It's for work.
Mhm.
yeah,
Operational security, baby.
And she's not unreasonable if he can, most she's not always unreasonable, I should say. If he can if he can present the argument of why that just doesn't make sense and get it through her skull, she'll reconcile and realize that she knew that all along.
yeah. His first comment along that line is probably just the no, 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 no. Mono blades don't work like that. only a wind cutter could actually shear through a 6 foot thick, solid column made out of durasteel. I'm pretty confident even the one you made me would at least get dulled.
And that sparks a discussion on monomolecular construction and how difficult that really is. hmm
Yep.
So I think we need a name for this book, and somebody said Moons of Love. Can't be quite that on the nose. So how about Cratered Love?
Works for me.
Sure.
Are you gonna do the novel cover for that, Robert?
Cratered love.
Yep. You've done them good, done good ones all in the past.
Yeah, I haven't done it recently. I guess I'll see what I can do.
All right. So yeah, I guess the ATV is, or the not ATV, the Grav Beast is enjoying stretches of silence where Eva and Pete are reading along, and occasional arguments about reality versus fiction.
Yeah.
All right, so um, this is the scene inside the vehicle as you approach the town. Who breaks the silence?
Apparently,
What's the
Dex
scene as you
does.
enter into town?
Oh
That
my
was
goodness.
fast.
Dex was just describing
How
the
did you get so fast?
he
Uh,
was describing how the grab bunker ride was going, and so I was just asking who's going to break the silence. And you guys, what on
I don't
earth?
know that I can top that, Dex.
that was Avery.
Yeah.
uh,
That
yep.
is something else.
I'm happy with that.
Nano
I'm
bananas
so
is
lost. Tell me what's going on.
Oh
Oh, so
no.
are you on your phone, not on the? So you're not looking at Discord. Avery posted a, a
Oh, I
cover for
wasn't
Cratered
looking at
Love.
Discord. I was looking at Roll20. Too many places to look.
So it
Oh
was
yeah.
Nano Banana. That's why it was so fast.
yeah, it's Nano Banana Pro.
Wow. Yeah, that thing is fast. I haven't played with it yet.
It's such a
Oh my word.
What is
Right
that?
though?
Like for the discretionary AI? I
Space
don't really know.
Conan.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that could have been lifted from the cover of like literally any like fantasy romance novel and then slapped on top of a moon surface
Sci-fi. Yeah.
picture. Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh if it's actually not a Jennifer Moons novel. It's like a somebody's pretending to be Jennifer Moons. It's like a black market version. And it's like, yeah, this one was only released on Tabuk. The guy said it's special edition.
It makes me think of Tubi and how Tubi has all of the knockoff things.
It makes sense. Ben has previously described Tabuk as basically welcoming art and culture from all systems, and you do that, you get a lot of forgeries.
No man, it's like there's definitely a collector out there somewhere who's not only every original Jennifer Moons novel, but every knockoff fan edit, fan fanfic spin-off or alternate universe book categorized by their changes.
Yeah. It's her dad. Her dad just is a really proud dad.
Oh man.
Plot twist, he hasn't read any of them. He's just really proud.
Yeah. All right. So back to my question: who's going to break the silence, or are you guys going to roll up to the shrine in silence?
uh, I kind of get the impression that when there's silence from Eva, most of the crew are inclined to just let that ride.
Try to enjoy it while we can.
Bo is curled up in his seat as best he can, sleeping because it's like 2 a.m.
So I think rolling up to the shrine in silence seems most likely.
Okay. I'm sorry, I asked the question and then promptly forgot what you guys answered. Did you send word ahead, or are you showing up blind?
Cherry
Cherry
Sandward.
sent word ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, cool deal. So then, she hovers on up the hillside through kind of a little bit of a winding road, and there's a little house, uh, kind of on the outskirts of the shrine grounds, and there's a woman sitting on a chair out front. She stands up as you hover close, kind of starting up from her sleep. It looks like she had dozed off, and she gives a little wave and waits for you to get out of the vehicle. She stretches and yawns, and as you pile out, she'll go up to Cherry and say, I presume you're Cherry? Here to fix our shrine door?"
Cherry would smile and say, "Yes, I'm Cherry. It's so nice to meet you. Actually, my friend Eva here, our captain, is the one who's going to be fixing your shrine door."
Yep.
She would pull Eva up by the shoulders and then go surprise into her ear.
Oh, yeah, I'm here to fix the door.
A shrine door.
Shrine
Very
door.
good. Thank you so much. She goes over and takes one of Eva's hands in both of hers, shakes it slowly but very enthusiastically. And
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yes, we've we've been waiting weeks, hoping that someone would come. We've a couple of our local engineers and smiths have tried, but just haven't been able to figure out the problem.
No, well, it's okay. I'm here now.
I'm so glad. Uh, now I
Cherry is confident that this is exactly what Eva would have wanted to do. Have somebody go, "Oh, good. We're so glad you're here."
Yes.
You will lean over to Eva and ask, "Do you think they tried unplugging it and then plugging it back in again?" As a joke.
Oh well,
Obviously, for sure.
that's part of the problem. It's a completely mechanical door. There is nothing to unplug or replug. It's part of
Oh,
the.
this sounds
Oh
so
no, she took
fun.
him seriously.
um, but I do hope that you all can uh, figure out something. I hope that the uh, hope that the listing was informative enough. But of course, if you have other questions, I'm happy to answer. Just I would ask that you take great care. This is a sacred place for us, and well, and do please try to keep noise to a minimum if you can. Of course, it's the middle of the night and wouldn't want to wake anyone.
Hmm.
Oh, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Aw, dang.
You notice she's wringing her
Cherry,
hands unconsciously as she says that.
Cherry would suggest that maybe we could sleep and then fix it in the morning.
She just is this an aside to the crew, or is this in front of the
Oh, this would
administrator?
be in front of the administrator. She say, would it maybe be more convenient if we worried about this in the morning? Maybe get some shut eye. You can sleep somewhere more comfortable than the chair.
Oh
Um,
well, no. Perhaps I. Uh, she mutters. I thought I mentioned that in the listing. It it doesn't have to be fixed during the night, but that I had assumed that would be um, when you would want to fix it. That's when the problem happens. It's, as you can see, she gestures at the shrine, which is the doors wide open, light pouring out, and well, we wouldn't want to delay until daytime when everyone's up and when congregants might be visiting and
It's okay. I can
priests
look now.
doing their work. Oh, good, thank you. She immediately turns to relief. Oh,
Yeah. Eva gathers up her kit from the car, and I don't know if the woman is still saying anything, but Eva's just packing up her stuff, what she thinks she'll need, and turns to her and I'll have it done in like an hour.
oh, would you? Oh, that would be such a relief. I just please do remember to be careful.
Yes, ancient shrine door, right?
Yes, and yeah, she'll try to give you space, and but she'll just watch as you approach the shrine.
Yeah, so I think Eva will ask some questions about the about the door. What?
Mhm.
Sorry, I just had to stop a kitten from like
Oh,
chewing on a picnic basket.
gotcha. Um,
I was
yeah.
telling him to stop being a little hellion. My bad.
Okay, so that
Mhm.
wasn't directed at the door.
No.
That isn't Cherry's method of fixing doors.
Mm-mm. Insulting doors until they behave.
Mhm.
um,
I'm sure the administrator for the temple already tried that.
almost certainly.
Mhm.
Yeah, Eva will ask appropriate questions about what the door is expected to do. Make sure that she's setting up whatever diagnostics stuff that she has in the right places, and she will try to be careful. She recognizes when something uh, can't be damaged, and is going to try to be careful about that.
Yeah. So she will walk over and she'll show and demonstrate um, what's going on with the door, and you'll notice that the construction of the shrine, it's quite a large building. It looks like it's designed. You could compare it to like the size of a fairly large modern church. They've called it a shrine, but it is the in the construction. It looks like an ancient building. It looks like it's all built of like stone and wood, primitive materials and pretty simple architecture,
Hmm.
and you know, very very large stone doors on the front. But she says there's it's a simple. They're on tracks, and they have large handles, and they're meant to glide easily open and shut, and they can be they can be shut, but she said she left them open tonight in expectation of your arrival. Um, but they've just been opening completely on their own every night for several weeks now,
Oh,
and they haven't been able to identify any cause. There hasn't been any. They haven't seen anyone doing it. Um, there are no there are no buttons or panels or anything. They're not automatic doors, and
hmm,
the looking inside there, um, even the lighting, there are a few lamps and candles lit about the place, but there's no electricity or power that seems to be run through the building at all.
okay. Well, Eva will of course cycle through her various ranges of vision and try and peer through the door mechanics using whatever tools she has for that. Um, Try to identify if there's any kind of crossed wiring, or uh, you know, she's familiar with things dripping inside walls that cause unexpected behavior.
Okay.
From the swallowtail before it got fixed up the first time.
Yeah.
I think she called it
Okay.
free
Um,
coolant.
Go
And
ahead and give me.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. I don't know if maybe I missed something you said there.
no, I was
Um,
basically just kind of droning on or meandering on until you tell me what to roll.
okay. Um, yeah. Roll for me a. Let's call it. Let's make a notice check.
Okay. Can I do that with intelligence?
Yeah.
All right. Oof. Well,
Ouchies.
it's unfortunate to have to use a reroll this early, but let's go ahead and use a reroll on that.
Okay.
Welp.
Man,
Another.
that's unlucky. Zeke's got your back though.
All right.
Roll again.
Go Zeke.
There we go. So
That's more like it.
that still gets a +1 from each retry, right? So 14.
Yeah. Well, so uh, I at least I think the way that I've described it is that the minimum you can get for each reroll increases. Is one more than the original roll. I guess,
Oh, okay.
and so for
Okay.
like for that second re-roll, it would be a minimum of 6.
I thought it
Um,
was just a +1. Uh,
no, no.
okay. Well, 12 is still good.
Yeah, no. The intention was just to make sure you can't get worse on a re-roll than what you got before. That you always get slightly better at least.
Okay.
So just a minor buff to re-rolls. But anyway, with that, she is she's doing a careful inspection of the doors and the tracks they're in. They're as she slides them open and shut and stuff, and cycling through her spectrum. She does at one point actually notice, with the door in a particular position, just a faint bit of kind of thermal bleed through, perhaps from deep in the grooves, the tracks that the door slides through, that hints at some sort of heat source underneath the tracks.
Okay. Um, um, Cherry, I have no idea if Cherry is in the scene, but this is what Eva says. Cherry, can you use your tools and see if there are any uh, data lines in here?
Ooh, sure.
Eva does not seem surprised at all that Cherry is actually there in response.
So is
All
Cherry
right.
whipping out
So,
that data phase tap?
yeah, tell me what I need to do if I need to do anything.
So you don't necessarily. I don't think you need to necessarily roll anything just yet, because pulling it out, the operation of that tool is pretty straightforward. You point it at walls and you find if there are data lines there, and running over the walls, both doors, both sides, inside, outside. You don't find any data lines.
Interesting.
Hmm. Okay. uh,
Oh,
Eva will ask for if she has any kind of a blueprint or design schematics for this door, and more broadly, not data, but electrical schematics for the temple. Or at least this section, this is technically all she needs. The shrine.
No, I'm very sorry. The blueprints were actually lost long ago, which is a tragedy. Uh, our order mourns the loss of that information, but um, there are also no electrical schematics. Our our shrine is free of the stain of modern technology.
By what mechanism does this door normally open and close? Is it purely manual labor?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what she was trying to communicate by the when she did the demonstration and explanation before, that yeah, they open the doors. They're very easy. It's like they open very smoothly for the size and weight that they are. It was clearly
Right.
built with a lot of technical know-how and very very well, but to all to all appearances, intents and purposes, these are purely mechanical doors that slide open on these tracks.
All right, and that bit of heat bleed seems to be some kind of indication that there's something electronic going on. Is Eva incorrect in assuming that there's mechanical assist in making that the door open and close easier?
So there's nothing she can tell. So that's the strange thing, and it has her. You might you could roll maybe roll a fix check to get her technical assessment based on what she's observed so far.
Okay.
Um, because it's a bit unusual. If she, like you mentioned, she's got all sorts of tools and spectrums to look through, and everything's coming up pretty much empty except for a bit of a heat signature.
Okay. Remember, she does have a pre-tech toolkit.
Hmm. Yeah, she does.
And she's not fully buying the lack of any kind of mechanical assist. She does consider
Yeah,
possibly psychic, but if the door is opening itself, there's something happening. There's something that's
yeah,
more than just human power, in her opinion.
yeah. Okay, so let's see. With the 12, um, yeah, I will say um, what she would discover, I guess, first of all, just she would she would suspect this is definitely not post tech. There's no post tech mechanism of any kind that she can identify. Um, she she does decide to pull out, a couple of things from a pre-tech toolkit that uh, she's not very familiar with. Hasn't had a lot of occasion to practice with some of these tools because she has had pretty limited exposure to pre-tech mechanisms to actually work on.
Hmm.
So this is a rare opportunity for her. Um, she's been able to read a couple of kind of fragmented notes about these tools and their function, but she fiddles with them for a couple minutes, trying a couple different settings, and is able to uh, she has kind of a eureka moment, gets them to work, and discovers something that she's never seen before. It's some kind of esoteric, um, almost like wireless technology that also makes use of some kind of gravitic manipulation, but is invisible to standard post tech scanning and you know uh, whatever kinds of tools you might use to diagnose something, and indicates there's some kind of very advanced control mechanism that seems like it is there someone with the right kind of controller could manipulate this from inside or outside above ground, but it also suggests that there's some kind of mechanism below ground that could also be operating this door. And it seems like it was she's not really come across this before, but it seems very deliberately designed to appear as much as possible, even under somewhat of a microscope, to be primitive construction, but have very well hidden and very advanced technology to help it move and enable some uh, like some functions, but which almost I don't know how she would feel about this, but it almost seems excessive. amount of technology being used to just like open and close a door.
Now this is
Could have
this is
been done much
exciting
more simply.
Jennifer Moon stuff.
Yeah, it's over the top purely for the sake of appearance and illusion, basically,
Mm-hmm.
which could could definitely pique the interest if it doesn't offend the sensibilities.
Well, about offending sensibilities. So I don't think Eva is being terribly circumspect in what she's discovering here, and so
Okay.
how does this person who's hired us and who seems to believe that this is non-mechanical at all react to Eva uh, basically saying, no, that's all wrong. There's definitely mechanical assistant here. There are mechanisms. They're not of our modern technological make. They're much more advanced. And at one point, even asking, "Do you know where the remote is?"
She would seem kind of she would seem like to be going with the flow and kind of nod her head slowly and say, "Oh, I see. Well, I I wouldn't know about any remote, but uh, I'm glad to hear you're making progress." Seems somewhat skeptical still, but isn't like offended.
Okay, okay.
Just is seems like maybe she's trying to hide some concern. Like, oh no, what kind of kooks did I hire off the internet?
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, and she'll say, yeah, sorry, I don't know about any remote, and I don't know what would be under the doors.
well, Eva asks if she can see underneath the shrine. She can go under the shrine.
Well, there's no basement as far as I know. Uh, you're welcome to enter the shrine and look around. Just, of course, please be careful not to break anything.
Okay.
He has an idea, and is there anywhere that one would consider haunted in the shrine?
Ooh.
You know, possessed by spirits, haunted, something like that.
Oh no, not well. No, not haunted. Though some sometimes deep in prayer, some people are able to hear voices on the wind in the well in the sanctuary. Uh, and she gestures towards the end. So there's like a large open room that consists of that is most of the shrine. You know, lofty ceiling. You know, kind of ornate architecture. Some murals along the walls. Then there's some smaller rooms on the sides, and then at the end there's a smaller set of doors that apparently open into the inner sanctuary. It's a place for private prayer. You're welcome to go in.
With
She
Eve.
she carefully she's closes the doors quietly to the main shrine behind you all. No, now you may go in. I'll wait out here.
With Eva talking about this being pre-tech construction, is Cherry still tired?
No.
Yeah, Eva is excited also. Eva wants to use her tools all around to see if she can find to try and trace this bare glimpse of the heat signature that she detected, um, or try to see it elsewhere. kind of mentally map out the pre-tech architecture, as it were.
Okay.
And yeah, she's on a treasure hunt now. Well, she's doing archaeology,
Yeah.
and she is being very careful of not ruining anything.
Yeah. Okay. Then you can carefully poke around, and I'd say having figured out what she has so far gives her enough hints to be, she's peeking at any cracks in the stone tile floors that she can find. And sure enough, in the sanctuary, she finds some another hint of heat radiating from below through uh, a crack in the floor. It's kind of it's mostly covered by the this large uh, looks like maybe an altar of some kind, some sort of decorative thing that's got a got some little religious artifacts and symbols on it that aren't familiar to any of you, but um, it is it does look pretty sturdy and heavy construction.
I don't understand, Robert. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just the tech priests from Warhammer 40K. That's what that reference is.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
it's like this is blasphemy, and how dare you defile the
Well, they
Right,
also use
right.
a language called Binaric, which is how the tech priests talk to the machines and blah blah
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
blah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot that they don't fix things. They ask the spirits of the machine to work correctly.
Honestly, that's what inspired my approach. Like,
Well, it's funny, I guess, like the actual, like, the tech priests of Mars, they actually do the they do the, like, actual mechanical and technical fixing. um
Right,
it's the
but don't they do it as like a ritual spell, basically?
there is a lot of ritual associated with it. A lot of the, like, the space marines and the imperial soldiers and mechanics and stuff, a lot of them, they do their, like, maintenance routines with ritual and with prayers, and so there's a lot of, like, rote repetition. It's funny because it's reminiscent of, or some of the stars of that number talk about how people might handle ancient pretext stuff is reminiscent of Warhammer 40K stuff. Like, there are going to be places where people have been maintaining things by rote
Mm-hmm.
repetition. In some cases it may have become like almost like a religious ritual because they know what to do, but they don't know why they're doing it. They don't understand the function or the mechanisms or the science of any of it. They're doing it, and so there's a lot of unknown. And but yeah, there's definitely especially the further you get from the original, like, engineers and the tech priests themselves, you get people who, yeah, there's some superstition and some religiosity about praying to the machine spirit, but also they're like, in some cases there are actual, like, ancient ornery sentient beings that are inhabiting some of the machinery, and you do actually have to kind of appease them to make sure everything works right. So there's a fun blend of the two approaches.
Nice.
Like, sometimes it's total superstition, sometimes that's actually what you do have to that is actually the best way to fix the thing.
That's kind of what I was thinking about with the shrine, though. Is essentially they are
Mm.
just supplicants to the ancient tier 5 tech gods. So
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like my approach to every time I have a problem with the printer. So,
fair enough.
When they're screeching.
Well, Eva is, of course, going to try and she thinks that that's an access hatch of some sort, and so she will try to get it to open itself. She doesn't want to try and force it.
Okay. So with the help of her pre-tech toolkit, she's able to identify the mechanism, and it does seem like it's a trap door, but it's mostly covered by this large, bulky altar
Ooh.
that has been sat on top of it.
All right. So is anybody
Can
doing
Pete
any Eva
gently move
management right
it?
now? With regard to how she's talking to the nice shrine lady whose
Oh, she
name we don't
didn't come
have
in
yet.
with us.
She waited outside the sanctuary for the moment.
Right.
Is the door closed or open?
So Eva right now
It's
wants
open.
to tell her that the altar needs to move. That's why I'm asking is anybody managing Eva?
I would think Cherry is paying attention and managing Eva. If she can, maybe especially after she gives her the whole, oh, this is like definitely a mechanical, this is like a pre-tech door. I bet Cherry would be on guard for any sudden Eva revelations that are about to go be made to the administrator.
Like
Daniel,
Eva
you want
sure.
to chime
wanting
in?
to tell her to that we need to move the altar.
What do you
Danielle
think, babe?
able to chime in.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how Cherry would try to manage that. Uh, um, is Ben, how old does that altar appear to be? Like, does it appear newer than?
No, it looks the same age as everything else.
That's
Mm,
Ben not making things easy for us.
Oh yeah, it looks like they got that from Home Depot. Just
See,
smash
that's the
so,
answer we wanted.
it.
all right. And how heavy does this altar look?
um, it looks. It looks. It looks like it's maybe like solid stone. Like it's a hoss.
She would
I mean,
turn
Pete could
to
attempt to
Pete
move it.
and ask him, Pete, roughly what is your max carrying weight?
Do I need to roll strength with intelligence to know if Pete can move it?
Cherry just said, bro, what can you lift?
Yeah.
Um,
That's
Bro, how
great.
much do you even lift?
Bro, do
Let
you
me
even
think.
lift?
Is there a? Yeah, I mean,
He's got exert.
you could, let's say you could roll something. You could roll like an exert, just I guess you could do it as a check to see like, can he look at it and get a sense for whether he can move it without hurting himself or it.
Yeah, exert with strength.
Yeah, it's kind of the same
Gotta
what
make
you would
me
roll to.
use up my good roll.
I was gonna say that's the roll that you would have gotten if you had just tried to move it already, but now that roll is gonna be bad.
I know.
um, okay, yeah. So he looks at it. It does look like He thinks he could probably budget unless it's deceptively heavy or something. But he would definitely be concerned about doing doing damage to the floor unless they kind of prep the way somewhat to help it move across the floor without gouging.
Then she would look at Zeke. Um, Zeke, I can't remember. With your mind, can you like lift things or do you just like think at things?
Think at
I
things.
can lift quite heavy things. Yes.
No, he would
Like this
he would
heavy?
know. Yeah, I was gonna say he would know that he almost certainly cannot lift that thing by himself. Um, Actually, I was gonna double check. I don't think is he still at or at telekinesis 1? I thought he had gotten a second level of that at least. Let me look here. Okay.
I
Yeah.
very well messed that up.
Let me see. It's possible that it just let's see, kinetic reversal. You might have switched things up from what we'd originally planned. That's also entirely possible. That's kind of what looks like happened. Um,
We have a pinned thing for it right now. We can just operate under the assumption that he's level 1 and just
yeah.
leave it at
Which
Just a
200.
reminder that 200 kilos on level 1 is almost 500 pounds.
Yeah. Right. Like
yeah. Let's see. Is it yeah, but that's uh, yeah. I guess maybe I'm slightly or just but yeah, no, I think he would expect just looking at it that it's definitely going to be heavier than that. But Zeke might be able to help. He wouldn't be able to lift it completely by himself, but yeah, uh, he can at least exert that much force upward on the thing.
could he throw something at it that would never mind.
What is Cherry angling for? To see if we can
He's
just
trying to see what can be done before talking to the administrator about it.
okay.
Is he thinking like better to ask forgiveness than permission, and ideally actually never let her find out that you moved it in the first place?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you think Zeke could lift it while Pete moves it and they split the weight that way? That way it's not making a bunch of noise?
Yeah.
And we can certainly also put some apply some tools to this as well, right? Perhaps Eva could
Yeah.
put together some kind of sludge, well, sludge-ish stuff that protects the floor against sliding and friction and stuff for as a temporary assistance.
I think she could if Pete I'm sure Pete had voiced his concern about, gouging the floor, but confidence that he could move it. She could definitely whip up from one of her spare parts, some stuff to use as like skids that
Okay.
uh, wouldn't leave a mess on the floor. either.
Okay.
Um,
So this
so yeah, go.
sounds kind of like a something that either Zeke or Pete are going to do with an assist from Aoibhe, possibly an
I
assist
think
from
I
the
think
other.
it's gonna be I think it's gonna be all three.
Oh,
So we'll say Eva's part isn't necessarily going to help move the thing so much as just keep it from damaging, and just spending a spare part is enough of a cost
okay.
to make that happen. So give me a give me a telekinesis skill check from Zeke as a help,
I'm going to go ahead
and
and
then we'll
reduce one spare parts from 4 to 1. From 4 to 3.
nice. And once we get an assist roll from Zeke, we'll get
How do
a
you want to modify that? What attribute?
wisdom.
Oh,
Okay. You know, I'm uh I'm realizing I don't know why I'm having you roll because you're not doing anything fancy or complicated with your skill. You're just using one of the skills you have. Um, telekinesis is not uh, as long as it fits in like a skill description, you're not supposed to have to roll for it. So I take that back. You succeed in doing your part. Um, so I'll just give Pete a +1 on his exert check.
Uh, exert +1.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Same roll as before.
I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the three of you working together, Eva uh, preparing the bottom edge of the altar to uh, preserve the floor and the altar edge itself. Uh, Zeke applying some lift, and Pete putting his backbone into it. You're able to slide the altar across the sanctuary floor with hardly a sound, and uh, with relative ease on Pete's part, and you can fully uncover the the hatch that Eva is now able to use her pre-tech toolkit to tap into the mechanism of and trigger it to open. And you are in. So let's see here. Um, the as the hatch opens, there's there's a bit of a hiss of the air exchanging, and kind of a stale smell from below, but uh, otherwise a clean air smell of air. It kind of reminiscent of air that's been recycled and reused like way too long on a spaceship. Um, it's still breathable, but just kind of strange, almost a strange taste to it. And there's uh, there's the faint, there's the very faint glow, of very low emergency lighting that is illuminating a ladder that extends below.
This is everything Eva wanted, and she didn't even know she was getting it. She is immediately moving over to descend that ladder.
Does Pete stop her or does Cherry?
I feel like Pete's like, hold up, Eva, we don't know what's down there. somebody a little bit sturdier go first, and he'll go
But
in front.
okay,
Well, what if the ladder breaks on me? Better me than you.
that's no, that's not true.
You can build a new
Yeah,
ladder
it
to
is.
get me back up. But if you fall down and get injured, who's going to build the new ladder? Come on now.
Okay, that's true. Good thinking.
Bo
It's a
pats
lot
her
easier to
shoulder.
put him back together.
Yeah, he says, "Yeah, Eva, just let old Petey take it first. He can take a fall."
She is pretty much at the edge, looking down as Pete descends, trying to look around him. She's betrayed herself here. She's more concerned about what's past him than him.
I feel like Bo has subtly grabbed a bit of a fistful of her of her outfit, just without like pulling on her, just in case she like falls forward into the hole out of eagerness.
She does have a 5 dexterity.
Yep.
Yeah, he's exchanging looks with Cherry, uh, looking for her approval. But yeah, Pete can descend the ladder. It is sturdily constructed enough that it doesn't even protest at his weight. And
He gets down and it's safe. He hollers back up. It's good. Come on down.
yeah, he gets down to the bottom, and it does seem safe. He does get he- as he gets to the bottom. There's there's a small. He finds himself in a small chamber that is got got a couple of little control panels, and there is a there's a bot standing there at one of them, and there's a small voice kind of echoing through through the little chamber, kind of at a lower volume, that it's repeating something about contaminant detected, executing protocol 7, and it's rattling off a whole sequence of seems like some sort of automated message.
Hmm.
What planet is this again? Sorry, just
This
real
is
quick.
this is Tabuk.
Ook.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why I just had the thought of like the rug pull. Oh, you're on a different planet than you thought you're on.
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, so uh, having heard Pete's all clear, I imagine Eva is leaping out of Bo's light grip and scrambling down the ladder.
I mean, I don't think she even realizes that she's been safeguarded here, so it's
No.
it's not even trying to get out of his grip or anything. It's just she starts towards the ladder, and it's all in
Mhm.
Bo's hands whether he lets go or not.
Yeah, he's letting her go.
Okay.
Um, as soon as her foot hits the rung.
Yeah. Okay. It's fair.
So she probably doesn't even notice the light tug on the back of her uh, you know overalls as she starts down.
Yeah. Probably not.
um yeah, so
When she
yeah.
gets to the bottom, she whispers up, "Cherry, you have to see this."
um but yeah, so the Cherry and Zeke and Bo can all start down as well. um Meanwhile, at the bottom, um the the bot had been. It looked like it had been in the process of entering its. There's like a little crevice, like a little nook where it's like a charging station for it, and it was uh, it was getting it was starting the process to shut down the room and get back in, but it seems to have reacted to the the sudden change. Um, its its movements seem a little bit stiff, and it doesn't look directly at any of you, but it
Nope,
says
don't
something
like
in
that wording.
kind of a garbled and uh, uh, poorly modulated voice. Um, says, "Hmm, maintenance hatch open. Uh, attempting manual correction," and it starts walking. It looks like it's basically just walk like through you guys towards the ladder.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no. Wait, wait, wait. I'm here to repair it. Stop.
it doesn't stop. It's walking, and it would like it might bump in. It would bump into you if you're just standing in its way.
Pete.
Oh dear.
Does Pete need to like restrain it, like pick it up, or like?
You could try that.
How big is this? Is this like how two questions. How big is it and how advanced in its current state? Not at peak performance. Does it look? Are we basically looking
Hmm.
at a big or small Roomba?
So it's about human sized.
Okay.
It is. Um, it looks like it's in mechanically and physically and everything. It looks like it's in decent working order. Um, it it if it bumps into one of you, it stops and it kind of seems to take stock again, and it raises its volume just a little bit and says, "Contamination detected. Protocol 7 requires ventilation. Please clear the workspace for sanitation."
That doesn't sound good.
Maybe we
And
can find out what the contaminant is.
I think
it
it's
looks like it's
us.
trying to step forward again, and that you're in its way. But it's not going to bump into you again. It's kind of it reaches up with an arm and it kind of tries to gently push you aside.
I think they locked it in here when they put that altar on the hatch. Uh, does Eva see?
It doesn't respond to that.
Yeah, she's talking to us now. Does Eva see any obvious signs of like I don't know, human liquidation tools within the room?
Human liquidation tools.
Yeah, like if we were the contaminants, does it look like there
Oh.
are the nozzles that shoot jets of flames out, which wouldn't damage any of the any of the room?
Hmm. What an interesting idea.
Well,
Recalculating.
it was in this one Jennifer Moon's
Recalculating.
novel.
um. No, it doesn't look like there's anything quite so drastic, obvious anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, she might that might not necessarily assuage your concerns, since everything else she's found so far has been hidden. Um,
Right.
It seems like there's a very minimal kind of control panel here that it had been interfacing with, and it can't really tell what sort of tools or whatever it might have integrated into it, but um, it seems like a fairly standard. It's a it looks kind of pre-techish, but it's not like an incredibly sophisticated looking design. It looks like a fairly standard maintenance bot kind of design.
Okay. Can Eva close the hatch that we came down?
She can, yeah.
Okay. Zeke has been outside, so he should be able to teleport. Um, just in case somebody comes in and says, "Hey, this altar's in the wrong spot," and moves it back over. So
Okay.
she'll try to prevent the bot from closing the hatch itself by closing the hatch. She does not want this bot getting out and wandering around and scaring people. Well, more getting off of its leash at this point.
Okay. So it's trying to push its way through the group to get to the ladder uh, to the ladder there, and if she when she closes the hatch at the top, it continues its movement.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't the problem. Does it look like it has anything through which Cherry could connect to it?
Hmm.
Like,
Um,
could Eva fashion some kind of an adapter, assuming this is pre-tech?
she thinks she could use some stuff she's got along with her pre-tech toolkit to jury rig up an adapter, yeah, to interface a tablet with the thing. Um, and maybe if she's talking like trying to let Cherry do some hacking onto it or trying to reprogram it somehow. I'm not sure.
Eva's
Uh,
not thinking in that direction. Eva wants information. Whatever else Cherry wants to do with it, that's up to her. But Eva
okay,
wants to know what this thing is trying to accomplish.
okay.
And
Give me a fix check then.
yeah, any information that she can obtain from that. Check. And one more salvage, I think you said?
Yeah, take another piece of salvage,
Yeah.
and so she's pulling. She like slaps her pack down. She's grabbing bits and bobs. She's you know some sparks, some light, some noises, and she's in a whirlwind of tools and fiddling, she's muttering to herself. I remember, yeah, the pre-tech interface. It's probably yeah. Let me try this one first. You know, whips up something. The thing is maybe halfway up the ladder. It's not moving particularly quickly up the ladder, but I don't know.
And no
Unless she
attempts
would
to
have.
talk to it have done well at all.
It seems to have ignored the couple of attempts to talk to it so far. I don't know um, if anybody else is trying. Robert, you'd asked something about restraining it or like picking it up, but I don't think you guys had
Yeah.
said anything about trying that.
I mean, he can try. Like, pick it up and say, "Wait, friend. Explain."
What do you guys think?
Yeah, do it. I would prefer.
Totes.
Yeah, go for it.
So we can say
Alright.
that he does that before it gets to the ladder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so Pete can pick it up pretty effortlessly. It's not very bulky, and it for just a, for just a moment longer than it seems like it should. It tries to continue walking, and then it registers and stops. Um, and it it doesn't seem to respond to his to what he says. It just says obstruction detected, cleaning interrupted, error. Uh,
Well, that was
and it
hard.
starts reaching around. It's feeling, and it finds, with his arms, it finds Pete's arms, and it starts kind of like pushing, pulling, trying to figure out what's going on, but it seems very confused about what's going on. Like it's never encountered this on its daily route before. And then it turns to look at Pete, and it says unidentified unit. What is your purpose?
Our purpose is to perform the maintenance upstairs that you are trying to perform. What must be cleaned?
Hmm. Protocol 7, error, error. And it like does a little double take. Says hmm, no scheduled no scheduled backup maintenance.
Let him know that
Error.
time has passed.
Yeah, contamination detected. Cannot evacuate.
Hmm.
Must clean. And it it seems like it's still struggling to process what he's saying. Like there's no provision for some other and I guess it would, after a moment, it would kind of stop its confused rambling and ask him for an override. It seems like it may have processed that, oh, he's a tech come to, assist with the problem, but it's outside of the standard protocol, so it's looking for a like an override command.
That would also be something
Hey,
useful
Ben.
to get from Cherry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was going to say back to the question about Cherry, what she can do and what she can't do here.
yeah. So she sees Eva whipping up something, and maybe hears her muttering about an interface. Um, so I think Cherry would pretty reasonably infer that Eva's about to cook up a way for them to hook into the bot, because a lot of the pretext stuff, they're notorious for not putting just like physical ports or access on stuff. They like to do fancier, more wireless or magnetic, gravitic, some kind of you know contact, instead of those messy connectors prone to error and contamination. So anywho, yeah, about this time Eva can show up with her jerry-rigged connector, and it it does the trick. It gets makes a connection that then either she or Cherry or both can you guys can work together to try to get some information out of this thing. So I think
Okay.
just at the very basic connection, without having to do anything complicated, you'd get a very simple readout of that indicates this is a the mandate maintenance bot, of some designation that doesn't hold any meaning to either of you. Um, and I think that's about it. It seems like any further information, like information about its assignment or its current status, is more secured than just a simple, than would just be readily available.
Okay. Can Cherry get clarification on some of the things that it has been speaking about openly, like contamination, Protocol 7, some of the
Hmm.
like things that it's stated it's trying to do.
Yeah, we could make it a hack check. Just do a program skill check with intelligence and see what she can get out of it. Just Cherry, if Cherry's got her, if she wants to use her black slab, which I'm assuming she would, you can have a +1 to it.
Yeah,
Do you need me to roll that, or have you got your roll 20 on hand?
I've got roll 20 on hand.
All right.
Okay,
Give us a
so what do
program.
I program? Okay.
Program with intelligence, and make sure this is a hack check, so you get to do your 3d6 and have a +1. So,
So I click program, modifier 1.
hmm
Okay. Oh, and 3d6. Okay.
yes, I was going to say, I'm assuming you have it set to ask since you
Yeah.
right blew it out of the park. Okay, so
Goodness.
um, more or less rapid fire. Cherry she is in, and she's getting a fairly detailed readout that is seems like it's summarizing some. She's uh, keyboard wizarding her way through this information to try to find the relevant bits, because Eva's. I'm imagining Eva being over her shoulder, like, "Hey, what is Protocol 7? What is this? What is that?" And she's just like, she's like, "Hush and let me focus. I'm getting it. Um, can only type so fast." Um, but yeah, Cherry is getting all kinds of stuff. She's in, and it seems like it was a relatively simple data protocol that she was able to get into. Um, and a familiar one. But she gets um, so Protocol 7 is contamination related. It seems like it's a pretty broad one. Um, there's it doesn't have uh, much detail there, but uh, as she's digging through, she is able to find that there was some kind of glitch in the I guess, like, yeah, like a glitch in its system, and it's yeah, the what it's trying to do right now, she can kind of get a snapshot of its current objective, because it has that much of a readout for it. It does. Oh, it is like an expert system, and it seems like its processing has been compromised. Like there's been some kind of damage to it. Um, it is very ancient,
Mm-hmm.
and the the current objective is it's trying to get to the top of the ladder and open the hatch, and it's trying to access uh, what it uh, what it is calling the uh, like the foyer, to clean it out. There's been some kind of major contamination, and she figures out that it's saying something about the basically the shrine structure that's on top
Uh-huh.
is very contaminated, and it's it's like registering it as a major contamination, like on the little scale that it's got. So it's like an immediate needs to be immediately resolved. And oh, she also finds that it initiated some sort of venting protocol that seems to have
Opens doors.
triggered opening the doors.
Venting. I didn't think about that. Yep, that makes
But
sense.
Ask if it's smoke.
there's like a long list, like a series of errors that encountering like the hatch, like the hatch on the ladder not opening,
Mm-hmm.
and it just got like stuck in a loop. And apparently it powered down. It had been powered down for a long time, but it seems to have only registered this contamination within the last few weeks.
Interesting. So we should ask if anything has been changed, if anything has changed within the last few weeks. Eva also wants to fix the little guy. I don't know if she has the tools for that. But she
um,
feels sympathetic. He's
okay.
like a little lost dog to her.
Yeah. Well,
Pete,
how do you want?
Pete, how do you feel about having a little brother?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of fix do you want? What kind of do you have in mind for the fix? Just talking about purpose, like fix it so that it doesn't detect the contamination anymore, or
Combination.
fix its glitch.
So
Is-
the ideal for Eva would be to fix it so that it's not glitching. Restore its full functionality, but also to find out what they're doing in the shrine above and either tell them that they've angered the shrine gods, the shrine spirit, in some way, or get some reprogramming done on the robot so that it no longer registers that as a contaminant. Those are that. I think that's what Eva is actually uh, not mumbling, rambling out loud of things that we could do. But does Cherry actually ask Pete if he wants a little brother?
Yeah, she does.
uh, oh, could we keep him?
What?
Cherry levels
Uh,
a gaze at Pete, like, told you.
it doesn't have much personality. No
Well,
thanks.
Tell me the robot looks sad. JK. But anyway. Oh.
Oh, she also finds she she maybe brushed past it initially, but she does find it has a designation. Uh, it is it's termed J7 Ginny.
oh,
You cut out, babe.
Its designation is J7 Ginny.
Mm.
as a name for the glitchy robot, but not the shrine maiden above.
Nope.
The Shrine Maiden. Oh, yeah. I guess she didn't introduce herself, did she?
She didn't. Not
Also,
that I
nobody
remember.
asked.
We made comments about it, but you didn't answer.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was probably distracted.
Oh, you were.
So, are any of those feasible with the tools and equipment that we have?
So it seems like excuse me. Yeah, it definitely seems like the any of those could probably be accomplished with some programmatic fixing or tweaking. Um, you've hacked into its internal system, and it's a simple enough system that it can be like reprogrammed, and it can be manipulated programmatically. It's not like a VI that has its own like personality or mind. It
Okay.
is just an expert system. So just some of those might be slightly more difficult than others to pull off.
Okay.
So just like fixing its glitching behavior and its confusion could definitely that would be the easiest. And it seems like the contamination, the way that it's registering it has been slightly glitched, but yeah, it's not very clear what initiated the recent change.
All right. What direction do we want to go? Um, do we want to tell our mysterious employer above that their shrine isn't ancient non-tech, that it is pre-tech, and let them know why the door's been opening and ask them to stop doing whatever they've been doing in the last few weeks? Um, do we want to find out what they've been doing in the last few weeks and reprogram that as an acceptable contaminant in our little buddy? Do we want to take the little guy? With the shrine's permission, of
Well,
course.
I was gonna say he seems to have a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we see if we can first find a way to make that work.
As much as Eva would
Um.
love to have this guy on her ship,
Okay.
she
So
would feel so
go
much
ahead.
better giving it, yeah, letting it do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I cut you off. What were you
So
saying?
I was just gonna say that. So Cherry would first want to try and find out from the Shrine Maiden what's been going on for roughly the past X amount of time. Um. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Um. And then if that's, if we can figure out a way to like, if it's something that she might not even know what's been happening the past however many weeks. Um, but yeah, I think she'd like to introduce the bot to the Shrine Maiden if possible, but also knows that that might be not doable.
That that is Eva's preference also. As you said, this thing has a purpose, and Eva would like it to be able to clean the shrine. But if these people are staunchly proud of the fact that this is a no-tech shrine, I think Cherry would be possibly best to navigate that.
Okay, so is she heading up top to talk to the administrator?
Yeah.
Okay,
Think,
Administrator Nasiri, by the way.
what was that?
What's her name?
Here, I'll. Sorry, I don't know if I cut out.
Nasiri?
There's her
Ah,
name, yeah,
it looks familiar.
and
I think you may have used that last name before.
I don't think so. I've definitely used one that's similar.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, Here's the big question. Does Cherry want Eva to go with her to explain the tech?
Sure.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay, so um, as you all reach the top of the ladder, um, open the hatch again. Um, Pete below notices a change in the bot. It's minor, but registers that the hatch is open and starts trying to move again and get to the ladder. Yeah, but he doesn't have any trouble keeping it in place. Um,
Can you tell us roughly the size of Ginny?
oh yeah, about person sized. Um, you know,
No, mm,
average height.
don't like that.
Little bit on the short side, but normal human height. Um, but when they open the hatch and start emerging into the sanctuary, they hear some raised voices outside the closed doors to the sanctuary. It sounds like a man's voice uh, yelling about outsiders and
Oh,
defiling the sanctuary.
Oh,
And
fun.
you hear Administrator Nasiri uh, in a slightly raised voice trying to calm him down, saying, "Brother, please, they're just trying to help. I, I gave them careful instruction to be uh, cautious, and they're only looking. Uh, they haven't done anything."
Ooh, Cherry would nervously look over at Ginny and Pete's
And
hands.
hears him shouting, um, "You're treating this spiritual problem like it's a mechanical one, like it's some technology that can be hammered or wired, fixed. The winds are restless, but that has nothing to do with. Ah, I can't believe you've done this behind my back."
To us entering.
All right, so you guys have come out of the hatch. The
Also,
hatch is closed.
where's Zeke? I feel like he would be good for helping to bridge the person who feels they're hearing things in the wind. He's always up for some tomfoolery.
Oh man. Okay. Avery, you want Zeke staying below, or you want him coming up top as well? And oh boy, it's already 11:10.
Hmm.
Oh, you're good. Sorry you're having a rough time, Avery. Would say, oh man, yeah, we talked about the fact that Zeke has been to Tabuk before. He wasn't super forthcoming about how much time he'd spent here, but it is possible that he knows a little bit this uh, about this place, about the religion that you're squaring up against here. Let's see. Trying to think what sort of a skill check he might make. Either excuse me, either like a connect or a no check. Avery, are you able to make a roll like that, or you want me to make a roll for you? Okay, yeah, I can roll that. Let's see. Looks like it's gonna be a connect check. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll say that in his uh, yeah, in his visit or visits to Tabuk in the past, he in digging for fringe and esoteric knowledge, he did come across the Keepers of the Seven Winds, and just, he wasn't really paying attention, didn't really know what this business of the shrine was going uh, was that was going on until you guys got here, and then just didn't see any point in lore dumping, and unless it became relevant. But he at least has some idea of what's going on. Maybe would be uh, hearing the argument going outside would be able to clue in everyone to the fact that Eva's gut feeling was pretty good. Uh, they definitely tend tend away from technology. They let's see. I guess he would at least know they have traditions that that are related to like preservation of knowledge and memory.
Hmm.
But they do frown on most technology. They're not entirely opposed to um, like digital storage or technology like writing books, tablets, things like that. That purely for the sake of storing information, they definitely uh, are willing to make an exception for that. But especially the more extreme adherence to the traditions would they would eschew any sort of technology that isn't strictly for the purpose of amassing and preserving knowledge.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Now,
several things that you guys have uncovered would definitely offend sensibilities of someone like that.
now, is this their temple? Like before the modern restraints on technology, was this a temple of the same people, or is it a temple that this particular faith has taken over from the time before?
That's a good question.
Hmm.
So the sense you got from the administrator lady was that from Administrator Nasiri was that the the keepers did build this shrine a long time ago,
Okay.
but that she didn't say she didn't expound on that much.
Okay. So this seems like the evolution of their faith as probably post Scream, after pre-tech and pre-tech knowledge started to fade away and they adapted at some point.
Yeah, or there's also um, yeah, there's definitely room for kind of a blend of these.
Mhm.
Um, so are you guys wanting to go ahead and confront this situation happening outside the sanctuary?
Yeah, Aoibhe
Sure.
looks a little bit less certain now, and she kind of slows a little. I'm sure you've got this, Cherry. I don't
Sherry has already plastered on a grin
I don't know what to
that
say.
is looks a lot
Yeah,
more
you got
confident.
this. She sees the grin. Yeah, Eva's going to do her
utmost best to keep her mouth shut here and let Cherry navigate this. Well, Cherry and Zeke probably. Let's do it. Confront him.
Okay. So you open the sanctuary doors to find Administrator Asiri her back to you, uh, close enough to almost be bumped by the door before she steps away.
Before you go too much further,
And mhm,
can I ask, Danielle, are you wanting to hide the fact that we moved the altar? Well, keep that in the back pocket, or is your intention to let the door open and let them see that we've rearranged the room?
I do actually have a question about that real quick.
mhm,
Um, Ben, about the entrance we found to go down
yeah.
there. Um, how obvious was the entrance to go down there once we moved that?
Oh, it was still very well hidden. Eva was only able to find
Okay,
it using her her technology and her alternate like visible spectrum.
Okay.
gotcha. Okay,
Ooh, magic
so
eyes.
my thought process is maybe we can convince them that the spirits wanted the altar to be moved. That was why the door was opening and closing as it was. Just staying open. That was their way of inviting in someone who could truly hear them. So she
Mm,
would ask Zeke, how how difficult would it be to sell this guy on something quasi spiritual?
uh, let's see. I think uh, Avery, I suppose you don't mind me speaking for Zeke here, since you're a bit uh, indisposed at the moment. Um, so just chime in or ping me if I'm going astray here. But I think Zeke would give her his assessment that what she just said about um, you know the the spirits, or he would correct her wording just a little bit. Um, he would say that it was perhaps one of the seven winds had been opening the doors to invite in someone who could listen more closely to the breath of the wind. Um, and that yeah, the altar needed to be moved, and that they were that you're in the process of listening and hearing what story the wind would relay to you, that would definitely resonate with their theology.
Mm,
So basically spirits, but wind.
Yeah. So yeah, you do you want to have Cherry make that pitch?
oh, um, yes, I do.
Okay. Zeke does he does also tell Cherry before she goes out. He says, "Don't worry, I'll make this guy a little more pliable.
She definitely feels a sense of relief at that, and she'll nod, tell him thanks.
he uh, he seems to take it in stride, but uh, preens a little bit at the appreciation. Let me see here. Let me just check one thing as you're. Oh, nice. Okay, you already clicked it. Um, so yeah, go ahead and make me a uh, make me a talk check for Cherry with a +1 modifier.
Gladly. All right. Talk. Don't fail me now.
Goodness.
All right.
Okay. I'm also gonna, if you don't mind me adding this in, Ben, I'm also gonna
Yeah.
say that since she had seen in the description of the job that this was going to be at a temple, she had tried to dress a little more nicely, or maybe conservatively is a better word, um,
Okay.
than her usual streamer garb. So, sort of along the lines of what she would dress in to go to a temple on Lohenuda.
So she's not dressed like a heathen or
I don't even know what a heathen of the winds would be dressed like, but we're just going to say, like, I was thinking along the lines of just dressed more nicely. That's all.
Yeah, I got you. Um, okay. Yeah, and fortunately for her, they don't exactly have a strict dress code or anything like that, but
Sweet.
she does feel more more like she belongs, like she not doesn't stick out like a sore thumb when she's dressed. Okay, so uh, this guy who Administrator Asiri introduces as uh, I I just scrolled away from it.
Of course you did.
Brother Rashid is he's visibly angry,
And he is
but
not impressed with our shenanigans.
yeah, exactly. Uh,
Are she?
yeah, he is a bit older, and is glaring at the three of you, and starts to go in on them about defiling their sanctuary, um, and by the winds, if you've raised a uh, single wrench or saw to our shrine. Um, but Cherry is able to smoothly interject and put those fears to rest. Assure him that you've not scratched a single stone, that you've not done anything to harm the shrine. That in fact, um, as far as you can tell, uh, the winds had called you to this place uh, to that they had been trying to relay more a story that none here could hear, could understand, and the open doors were an invitation, and that the altar seemed the the winds were uh, suggesting a different arrangement of the sanctuary, and you know moving the altars. So she explains away that, and he he's very quickly surprised and takes a step back. His demeanor changes markedly, like was not expecting you to know any about their faith, or their terminology. Um, Zeke might have also mentioned that this is a fairly fringe religion. This is not by any means a mainstream group. So the the practitioners are used to being called backwards, or have people make foolish assumptions about them, or just misunderstand their faith. So
Basically,
um,
anything Eva would have said.
yeah, exactly. If Eva had opened her mouth at all, she almost anything she had previously said to the administrator would have gotten her getting you know um smacked around the ears by this older priest, and chased promptly out of the building. But yeah, she calms him down. He is very appreciative, and he actually uh, gets a little bit flowery, and uh, expressing his appreciation of her. That is surprised that off-worlders are so knowledgeable about their faith, and clearly respect their ways and their traditions. He'd not realized that the wind had carried their memories so far, across the stars, but that he was thankful for the long journey they'd undertaken to be here. So, in fact, he turns from that. Um, he's apologetic for his outburst, and says you can have as much time in the sanctuary as you need, um,
Let's
to
go.
Ooh.
to uh, to meditate, and to
Fulfill the
listen
wind's wishes.
yeah, to meditate, and to listen to the wind. And he's eager to hold a witness whenever you're done, to hear the recounting of the wind's, uh, I guess, its story, and the memories that it's sharing with you. And also mentions that you're more than welcome to stay and join uh, their memorial reading the coming week.
Oh.
She would try to thank him as graciously as she could.
um,
She
let's see. It is 11:30, so I think we are going to fade to black in this gracious, and this very flowery back and forth, couched in a religious language. And as as Cherry slowly works her way out of the conversation and back towards get it, getting you all more private time in the sanctuary to resolve the situation with the maintenance bot. Of course, we'll leave room for you to have perhaps an aside with the administrator before you leave, because I think you had a couple questions for her. But
Yeah.
we will have to pick up with all of that next time. And I'll just say, out of character, kind of meta wise, you are close to the end of this encounter as I had planned it. So uh, I don't expect there to be a lot more to do with this next time. Uh, but of course, that always depends. Let's see. Yeah, I guess. Uh, yeah. So let's go ahead and give out some XP. Let's see. We are at 86 total. And let's get some faves. We're going to start with Dex this time. Oh, wait. No, I think we did it last time, didn't we?
I believe we
Yeah,
did, yes.
it's going to be Robert this time since Ethan's not here.
Probably this scene about arguing with Eva over the Jennifer Williams novel.
I'm glad you guys had some had another Jennifer Moon's novel make an appearance. uh, and oh no. Let's see. Avery, that brings us to your favorite. I don't know if you want to message it or if you want to, but I guess I can also come back to yours if you need a minute. Oh, excuse me. Um, let's see. I think my favorite would be um, let's see. I think just Cherry. Um, Smoothing over the religious. I guess conflict. Um, I don't know. I feel like
Cherry at the last second pivoting.
oh yeah, that's a good way to characterize it actually. Um, uh, to her last second pivot to a religious explanation. Because yeah, you guys were about to go out there and try to, you know, explain what's going on and do so diplomatically, but her realizing right before you're about to open the doors, like, oh hey, and pulling, Zeke, pulling from Zeke's knowledge of stuff like this, and pulling out of him that actually, yeah, he does know a thing or two about this particular religion, and she could make use of that. Um, I liked that. It was very timely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry that Avery's having a hard night because definitely would have enjoyed hearing his interpretation of how Zeke handled that. But
yeah,
you still did good.
yeah. He did. He sent me a couple messages here and there during the session to give me a little bit of direction. Um, and yeah,
That's good.
he does seem smug at the very sudden turnaround in the priest's demeanor that he seems to have
Help to bring about.
nudged it, yes, in the right direction. uh, he did send me a note about his favorite for the session.
Mm.
uh, uh, he put it as 77 sessions. Finally, cursed someone's luck,
Oh,
and uh, and that's fair. He has been looking for opportunity to do that for a while. Danielle, your favorite?
Man, this was a good session. It's hard to narrow it down. Um, like part of me feels like the obvious answer is convincing the priest that like, oh, the winds just needed the altar moved. Um, but I honestly think my favorite part of this session was the road trip.
Yeah, let's see. I don't remember what term Cherry had first used, or maybe you had used that of character. Was it Grav Tunk?
No, someone else came up with that, but yeah. They called him what else did you
I
guys
called it a
call it? I
grav
forget.
clunk.
You
Yeah,
called it
Grav
a
Yeah.
grav clunk. That was after, yeah, I said
That's when
grav tunk.
that's when Cherry was like, "Don't
Yep.
listen to them, baby. You're beautiful."
Yeah, I think then I said Grav Clunker.
Yeah.
I took
We kept
offense at that.
Mm. All right, Dex.
Uh, everyone hit all the major ones, so I've got two smaller gems that got I want to highlight. I think. So
Mhm.
you mentioned that Danielle, you mentioned that Cherry started pointing out things to landmarks to Zeke, and I immediately
Mhm.
got the image of Zeke and Cherry playing I Spy while Eva and Pete read. I don't know if
That's
I Spy
hilarious
was
you say that because that is what came to my mind as well.
nice. Okay, yes, that is my fave.
I was like, telepathic I spy has to have happened at some point.
yes, just that's the
And
way
then
to
she's
phrase
also gonna she would accuse Zeke of cheating every time he guessed correctly. She'd be like, "You just read my mind. You just
it.
knew the answer because you read my mind." And you'd be like, "That's not how this works." And she'd be like, "That's definitely how it works, and you're lying."
Of course. So telepathic I Spy is number one, and the second is a quote: "Does Pete stop her or Cherry?"
That was a good one. It's like, you want to get that,
Yeah.
or am I going to get that? Like,
Yeah,
I almost asked Ben what the stars without number equivalent to rock, paper, scissors would be, but stopped.
yeah. I was gonna say with that hypothetical I Spy related cheating accusation, I feel like if she insisted, oh yeah, no, you were getting it too often for it not to be, he'd be like, well, you shouldn't have been thinking about the answer then. you, you knew I was in your head already. Uh, I didn't cheat.
Victim blaming,
Like
victim
I
blaming
I wasn't looking at your cards. You showed them to me. Is what that argument would be.
would become. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick
Um,
correction: it was actually Danielle that asked that. That was a Danielle quote.
oh, was it?
That was, yeah, it was.
Well, I stand corrected. Yeah, I thought I remembered it as being Dex that said
Mm-mm.
that.
Was I
All
who
right.
set the
Well.
house ablaze.
Okay. Well, there's our faves. Wrapping up a teensy bit late, but thank you all for playing. glad you enjoyed the session, and I look forward to next time.
It was a good session.
Yeah. Nice and chill and laid back, and it
Also,
felt good.
lots of good role play opportunities.
I'm glad. I felt like you guys did pretty well. I was glad you enjoyed the little bit of mystery to unravel.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to keep it
Yeah.
kind of simple and light.
Mhm.
Yep. We'll go ahead and close the stream out here.
Sounds good.